Hi there, my name is Larry Mullins. I'm a software developer and I've been involved with Quiz for close to 20 years. I've been wrote this application called QuizBox several years ago to basically remote control a Grass Lake QuizBox through USB. It's written in Windows and it still is. Well, trying to develop a remote quiz, I figured in order to do it properly, you need to have the same quizmaster for all quizzers. Teleconferencing works, as some of you have seen, but it's prone to latency, which could create an advantage for a team with better connectivity, especially if the quizmaster is in the room locally broadcasting to the other team. I've been toying around with synthesizing the quizmaster using text to speech in order to make the same quizmaster at both locations. I started with a web page, and that too is prone to latency due to the fact that text to speech is generated through an online server and sent back to the web page. The solution, an application run locally on that machine using text to speech. This application contains multiple sets to make it easy to transition. I've worked on that so you can select other sets. In this case, I've only got one loaded, and I'll show you soon on how to load other sets. The application, you can well, let me show you. You select on a question, and then you hit speak, and what it will
Question.
do is talk the
Question number
question
3
to
for
the
10
people.
points.
And when it
From John
gets,
chapter 1. Which lamb is mentioned?
you buzz in. And in this case, because it's not connected to a Grass Lake box, you can just run it through a mouse or the letters designated for each one. And basically it'll come back with the time. This is the time from the moment the question started to the moment they buzzed in. So if you have two different locations, whoever has the lowest time did it quicker, faster. They beat out the other person. What my hope is to connect these together via the web, where the latency wouldn't matter as far as that goes on the operations, and even have it set up for a teleconference for Zoom so you could hear the answers from both locations. This scenario, like I said, is set up makes it possible to quiz. Another thing which I'm needing some help testing, is basically what logistically it needs to do to run a match. And what I've done is, what I imagine is the quizmaster or the official in the room, since there's really nobody speaking the questions, would have this in front of them, and the question would be broadcast to the students via sound or through the speakers, and they would buzz in appropriately where the question is. Yes, I know the synthesized voice is maybe a little hard to get used to, but I'm hoping that one day maybe you could actually record it, have a video presentation that you could record for each question from the quizmaster, and that's long term. I'm just trying to get the logistics worked out so that I can actually have a quiz with two teams in two different parts of the two different locations running over the internet that's fair and doesn't involve latency, was the whole thing. But you can also use it for practice. Let me show you real quick. Load questions, and it's just a simple format. It looks for question number and looks for question number 1, and then basically it'll put that there for one line, questions on the second line, and then the answer would be all remaining lines. And you can just easily select a text file which you can dump your questions to. I've done the Hebrews League practice sets and loaded them in here, and as you can see, you can have as many sets as you want. And basically you select the question. Now if you want to play against your team, you can actually present this to all the players, and they can practice on their own, such that they can select the question. It doesn't give the answer and doesn't give the question, and basically when they hit speak,
Question.
it'll
Question number
finish
7 for 20
one word at a
points.
time until
Two-part
somebody
question.
buzzes in.
Give a complete answer. From Hebrews chapter 1. Interruption.
And then it'll give you the time, and if you had more players and you had a Grass Lakes box hooked up to this, you could easily see that. Now that's because word by word's turned on. And if you easily click up here, you can see the answer. So you could easily run this as a match, and you could participate if you don't know the questions in advance. But you flip back over for word by word, and you can see everything as far as being an official, so that you can judge whether they had it right or wrong. As well as when they get it right, it will pop over the points, and this will be respective to whoever buzzed in first and incorrect. And this is the timer in the middle. But basically, what I'm looking for is feedback whether this will work. And I'm looking for some teams to test it. If you're interested, check out my notes at the bottom to see the link. Thanks.